Welcome to Thursday Night Live with Chef Brackman. Tonight, hello, anybody home? Okay, let's give them a few moments to show up, Henry. Says they're telling them. Okay. Yay, we have our first guest. Hello, welcome to Thursday Night Live with Chef Brackman. So tonight I have
Special guest,
my husband.
the one and only.
Can I introduce you? Abby, you want to introduce yourself? What do you want?
Go ahead, man.
Okay, like I was saying, I have my husband, the love I love the most, my Yori, my Oga at the top, Wokoma, Main Leaf, Main Scott, Henry.
Thank you.
So Henry and I met on Bonny Island in 2009. So that's 17 years ago. Bonny Island in Nigeria. We've been together for 16 years and been married for 13, almost 13.
Yeah, correct.
Say not correct now. Let me send you off this live now.
You are the ones with all the data in your head. So sometimes, see, I live in the moment, and you sometimes you look back, right?
So tonight, Odon Farara, see the hailing. This is what I like. People with energy. So tonight we're talking about marriage. So I will talk about how we met. He will talk about the marriage part. Some of the things that we've picked up to help us cope with our battalion and also have time for each other. So the meeting story, how did we meet? Because it's unclear. I know that I was seeing you before you started seeing me.
I was introduced to you.
I know when we were introduced at Happy Hour, but
No, not Happy Hour, the other club.
No. Okay, let me tell you.
Maybe I have another woman in mind. I don't know.
Oh, hi, cheese. So Henry was this handsome, coily Dutch guy that moved to Bonny.
Was.
Your hair.
Before marriage. Go ahead, continue.
So, fine Dutchman, muzzles, long hair, coily hair with his earring. And he used to come, I used to work in the IT help desk, and he used to come to look for my boss a lot. So I used to see him one day I'd read his badge, so I knew his name, Henry Brackman, but we had never spoken to each other. And he used to come to the canteen where I used to have lunch. He was always with this very tall guy. There was a tall guy. He was 2 meters. Yeah, Peter Paul. He was 2 meters tall, and then there was another guy. So 3 of them just walking like 3 musketeers. And then we started noticing each other in the gym, but we still didn't talk to each other till we were introduced. I think it was Emma or Sangads. One of them introduced us outside at Happy Hour. So that's how we met. And then he became my ride to work. Every morning he would bring me breakfast in a bowl. Sandwich and pancake, Dutch pancakes.
Dutch pancake with bacon.
Yes.
And maple syrup.
And the first day I visited you and you cooked, he cooked rice with a chicken stir fry, and there was egg and tomka soup and the calamari.
See, I'm telling you.
And the man cooked and I ate, and then he washed dishes with me. And up to this point, I was the girl that would come with the food.
To be honest, it went wrong.
No, wait now.
Because I spoiled you.
Can I talk? I was the girl that would come with the food. We eat the food, then I wash up. This one cooked and still washed. I said, we'll pin here. We die here. We go nowhere.
Did I know better? Because this is common practice in the Netherlands. But do this for an African woman, then all of a sudden you're the perfect man, right?
Yes, and then so the relationship started around the World Cup.
Correct.
In 2010, the Dutch were doing very well, so we're always going to watch football. You want to know about culture shock? Culture shock you. Okay, and if you have questions for Henry, you can put it in the comments, and he will try to answer as many as possible. So,
culture shock, huh?
What were the culture shocks we had in the beginning?
Not really, but they need to understand that I was not new in Africa. I was already in Africa for maybe 10 years. So it was not a brand new experience. So I knew a bit about how people, and of course the difference between the way Dutch people can behave. Yeah.
Okay, so you didn't have any major culture shocks dating me.
No.
Perfect. Is any question coming in? Okay, so and then at some point I left to Canada. At the point we were dating, you were so sure that you didn't want to marry and you didn't want children. So what changed your mind? At what point you decide that I will go and pursue this girl in Canada and marry her?
No. Let's be honest here, because you fooled me. Because this woman told me that because we in Holland, it's very common to just live together, right? You set up a contract, and there's a reason behind it. I will not discuss that now, but so people do not normally marry. And marry was for me something like, I don't know. So I told her very well. I said, I like you, I want to continue, but marriage, I don't think that's something that I want to do. But and then at the end of the day, when I was finished with my assignment, I think that's how it was.
Yeah, I was already in Canada.
So then you told me all of a sudden, take it or leave it. So actually you blocked me, and then I decided, okay, let's go. Let me bring the bottle and then ask your dad. That's how it went.
Yes, that's true, because you were in Nigeria and it felt like an anchor. Even though I had left Nigeria, moved to Bonny, you were in Nigeria and you were coming to visit me in Canada every few months. And then your job in Nigeria finished. And I'm like, so what's the way forward for us?
Correct. I'm joking, but I also understood that I think this is the best way forward.
And also culturally, we marry.
Yeah.
We don't just date because
but you told me
family members.
It was possible.
No, yes, I did no such thing.
Yes, you did. Don't let me remind you.
Wait, someone's first daughter, someone's Igbo first daughter told you.
Now I know. Now I know.
Someone's Igbo first daughter told you that you can date them indefinitely. You believed?
Yes.
Hey.
I was Dutch. I'm Dutch now. I thought I could just convince you, right? But okay. But let's go back to.
So this Dutch salesman was scamming a scammer. Wait, you thought you could convince me to stay your girlfriend forever?
That's the next question you had to me. So what is the most difficult one in the marriage? For me to give in all the things. Because I know now that you cannot go against a woman. So I learned that the hard way. And that's where we are now. 5 kids further. Perfect. Perfect life is, nobody has that. But so we are doing well. And I thank you for sticking with me for let's say it was not an easy ride, but
you know you're difficult.
Please, you cannot say this en public now.
There is something about Dutchmen. They say that Dutchmen, wooden shoes, wooden heads, wouldn't listen. It's magic to make a Dutchman listen.
Yeah,
right?
I'm listening.
Are you?
I'm listening now. Yeah?
You sure I don't have gun that you're in this life?
No. But just one story that I want to say. Why did I decide to marry? It's something that So I was a very free man, right? I went to Nigeria. I was in relationships before, long relationships, but never thought about marriage. So I did the free life. I went to all kinds of countries. I did all kinds of stuff, which I sometimes say God doesn't approve. But so at a certain point, I was just sitting there in one of these countries, and I see these guys hanging out with different women. I said, this is not a life. So let me just settle down. I was tired, and and I have something very good back in Nigeria. I was in love with my wife, and why not commit? And actually, that was the reason that I said, okay, let's go and let's do the following step, which is bringing the bottle of booze.
So tell me about going to my dad. So I was in Canada and you decided to go and ask my dad for my hand. How did that go?
Yeah. How did that go? So the tradition is you just buy a good bottle of, I think, what was it? Hennessy? What was available in Nigeria, right?
Yeah.
So, and the idea was to meet up your dad. Now, I went to the house. I rang the door and I think your brother Dumkene opened up. He said, Dad is not home.
And you had made an appointment with him?
Yes.
Okay.
And Dad was in the hospital or something like that. Or he said he was on the golf course.
Yes.
I said, why is this guy not taking this serious? So I called Adana, Jennifer. I said, listen, I think your dad is not serious. Let me go to the gym and do the thing that I like to do. And then I think your mom called him, or you.
I don't remember. One of us called him.
So you called me and said, okay, stay in your house. Your father will come to me.
Yes.
And that's what he did.
Yes.
So I opened the door and the man standing in front of me, completely soaking wet. And I could see he was still in his golf outfit. And he said, what happened to me is that I just saved your friend. I mean, one of my friends was also a golf player. And he ended up in...
he twisted his back. Oh, yeah.
That was the story.
I remember.
And your dad was just right behind him playing golf.
He took
him to the hospital. Yeah. That was the story. And I thought, okay. So the funny thing was, I mean, let me be very blunt. So your dad came home. I said, okay, what's the deal? I said, okay, I don't know how the tradition is, but I want to marry your daughter. The first thing he said, we do not have a problem with white people. I said, what? I said, I don't have a problem with black people. So I was I said, okay. So if you don't have a problem, so what's the verdict? No, you're welcome. Let's arrange the marriage. And that's how it went.
Hi, Thelma. Actually, Thelma is saying hello, and she's the one that asked me to bring you. So, Thelma, do you have a question for Henry?
An easy one, please.
Do you have any question for Henry?
Maybe sister.
I know that one of my children must cross this door. I come and say hello. Very soon, all the Brackman children will show up. So that's Zoe. So we say hello and come and be going. What do you want?
A guy got a package that's very heavy, and I had to carry it up the stairs.
Is it from Next?
I think so.
Okay, I'll come and see you later. Bye.
Bye-bye. So this is life.
There's no break in this house. So what was the next question? So we got married and then we started to deal with infertility. I was still in Canada. I've already told this story before, that how did you know that she was the one, Hendrik?
Yeah, it's a very good question. Actually, my wife has put that question down for me to think of, but it's very difficult. So I'm a feeling person. I'm very honest. And that story that I just told about me going around in the world, I'm fed up with all this, not being in a relationship. And the first day I met my wife, it felt very good. We had very good, sessions, meetups in Bonnie. Now Bonnie is a very small community. So we saw each other almost every day. I picked her up on Fridays. You were a native. I was madly in love because the shape in that native was, I mean, that was off the record, right? So it was the best thing ever. And of course, I felt proud to have a woman like that. Yeah, at the end of the day.
Do you remember in Bonnie, after the gym, we would ride our bicycle to the clubhouse and borrow a cassette CD to watch at home. And then sometimes we'll ride past the shop to buy something to cook dinner. And then you had that blanket that had two people could use, the blanket for cuddling. So it had spot for two
couch.
On the L-shaped couch.
So I mean,
sometimes
it was very easy. So I felt that because I was leaving Bonnie, right? I had a new assignment. And if I don't take action now, I think I will lose her. And that was actually my fear. And that fear, I turned it into action. I mean, I just mentioned that I went for the hand. And I think one of the last months that I was in Bonnie, we did the traditional marriage, right?
Yes. And even before we got to the marriage part, like for me, being sure that this was it, I moved to Canada, I think 31st August 2011. September, I was still fine. It wasn't that cold. And then the cold hit me by October. And I was starting to have winter blues. And there was a time that I was crying all the time on Skype. And the man just bought a ticket and arrived. You remember, you arrived and at the airport, they then searched your things and they almost cut one of your shoes because you told them your girlfriend was Nigerian. They asked you why you were with a Nigerian and then they were searching you more thoroughly. So by the time you came home, you were so angry and telling me you will never come here again. Why would they treat you like that? I was like,
Please calm down. This doesn't look good for me.
Wait now. So but no, wait for me to finish the story. You were back for Christmas.
Yes.
So you came October, to just help me settle down and not cry so much and get used to the winter. And we drove to Montreal. Remember, we rented a car and drove to Montreal. Then when you came back for Christmas, we rented a car and drove to Tremblant. That unfortunate ski accident that I got frostbite.
For the first time, yeah. It was very cold. Minus 27.
And you told my father said, you took a black girl skiing. You know?
Yeah. And later on, I was the one that had most of the cold because Jennifer was used to the Canada temperatures. Yeah, indeed.
Yes, and you kept coming to Canada, and then after that we got married, and we went to Thailand on honeymoon.
Yeah.
Then the infertility era started. We started with the Regional Fertility Center in Alberta, but because the appointment took 6 months to come, I went to Dubai twice because he was living in Dubai. His new job was Iraq, Dubai. So I went there to see a different doctor, and then she put us on letrozole, which needed timed intercourse, and you had to fly to, like, okay, I might be ovulating this period. You need to come to Canada. And then also one of those windows we met in Thailand. It was horrible.
Yeah.
And then after, thank you so much. After trying to use ovulation induction and it didn't work, it now became clear that I had to quit my job in Canada and move to Dubai so that we could live together and then start IVF. So that was how I finally moved.
Yeah.
And then that was the first time, so the first year of marriage, I lived in Canada. He lived in Dubai. He was coming every 2 months,
7 weeks, 8 weeks.
Every 7, 8 weeks. It was different because it was like I was still a single girl, and he was like, you come in and
enjoying my life in Dubai.
No, that's not what I mean. What I mean is that because we are not always living together, the moment that we have together, we try to be on our best behavior. So we cook special meals, go to sushi, do all that. So it was already a year around our first anniversary that we now got to live together. Husband and wife, like no leave, no transfer, every day in, day out. And in Dubai, it wasn't even that serious because every Thursday you came home, but every Sunday you left. So I was pretty much alone in the week, but it started to now feel like marriage in a way that I had never understood it because I had never lived with a significant other before that period. So there were quite a few conflicts.
Oh, yeah.
And then because I'm Nigerian and I've always eaten a certain way, right? I would cook a lot of jollof rice. I'll cook a lot of stew, sometimes some stir fry. And then one day this man looked at me and said to me, I'm not Nigerian, right? I don't need to be eating jollof rice all the time. And I looked at him and said, you will beg for jollof in this house before you eat it again. Then I went to the ICCA.
Yes. That was the best investment I've ever did in my life.
To do the course, the amateur course that I did a lot of cuisine from all over the world.
That was lovely.
So every Thursday he came in, I'd made sushi or Chinese, we were bouncing Chinese, Turkish, Moroccan. It was fantastic, right? Thailand. So I'd gone and done like cuisine from 16 countries. I said, you want to eat continental in this house, you go chop them. And then I think 2 months into this adventure, I said that when am I cooking stew? I even drove me to African shop to buy yam.
Continue. Yeah, that's correct.
And then the way I got all your family members, you remember your dad drove me all the way to Zola to buy goat meat.
Yeah.
So marriage has been interesting. It's had its up and downs. We've had our fair share of tribulations, pregnancy losses. We've come through it stronger. When things are tough, what do we do to unwind? Travel. Travel is always an escape that has helped us. And we like to go to the movie an awful lot.
Yeah, we do.
We do. So yes, now, thankfully, we have 5 kids, 5 amazing kids.
So no time to argue or
triplets, fight. And they keep us so busy. And then one always comes to our bed in the night. So we don't even need contraceptives.
No. No, not at all. Yannick. So yeah, just to add my story about that. I mean, the marriage, I don't know what I actually expected I just wanted to be with somebody, and that was it. But I think maybe I didn't really understood the pressure of not, because I think I experienced it much better. I remember the first miscarriage, right?
Yeah.
We were on our way to the cinema.
No, that was the second
What's
one.
the second? Okay, so I don't keep track, but
The first
at
one,
least-
you were not home. You remember? No. You remember? It happened on the day you were coming back from Iraq, and you were calling me to ask me if you could follow them to McGonigal's. There's an Irish pub that sometimes people land and go there.
Yeah.
So you were calling me if you could come late for
Fibber
dinner
McGee's.
and go to one of them. I said, come back. There's fire on the mountain.
Oh yeah, I remember.
You remember that there is fire on the mountain? You're trying to wonder what is fire on the mountain. That was the first one. It was the second one, the day before we went to Spain, that was at the cinema.
Yeah. So yeah, a lot of pressure, mainly from Jennifer, I guess, because for me it was, at that time I really was in this mode of, okay,
If it happens,
it
doesn't
happens.
happen.
But of course, all this, at a certain point, they also discovered that my sperm count was not sufficient. Was that not?
Yes, that was.
And this
the
guy touched
beginning.
my balls, and I didn't find it funny at all, because at a certain point he wanted to turn it up to me, right? It was the guy
in Dubai,
Yeah.
in Sharjah.
So no, we did our fair share of. At a certain point I was fully committed, because I thought it was just a walk in the park, but it wasn't. It was
I
definitely
think we
not.
both came in with that idea that it's a walk in the park. We were like, okay, we know what the problem is. She has polycystic ovarian syndrome. She's not ovulating. If they can give her injections and she has eggs, and if they can just take the sperm and then do the ICSI, the injection,
that's what we did,
as
yeah.
long as an egg fertilizes, we're good. We didn't realize that immune health could be an issue, that there's something like natural
No,
killer
because-
cells and
Because that guy in that clinic, let's say in Dubai, he was completely. Luckily, I have some common sense as well. At a certain point, I said, "My friend,
It's not-
I don't think you know. This is not your expertise."
no.
And he was, "No, let's try. Of course,
Because
every
for
try,
him-
money, because it was not cheap, of course." So luckily, due to your connections in
In
Germany,
Germany, I went.
so we ended up with Dr. Amrani.
Yes, amazing.
And this guy was, we did like hundreds and hundreds of blood tests, and we went to Germany with 2-3 folders full of results. The guy just looked at it. I still see him sitting there. And he looked at, but is this the problem? And we do this and this, and then it will be okay.
And it was
And that's
okay.
how Zoe and Zamora got born.
Yes.
So this is, I'm a technical person, so for me it was very clear. And
But when Zoe and Zimora were born, because of all the suffer, I'd said, this is it. We're not doing, and you agreed, this is it. So what
Don't worry.
inspired you a year later to start saying, let's try for a boy?
Yes, because the option was there, right? See, yes, I don't know why it was. I just was jealous once in a while on people that had a boy.
Run around with their boys.
Yes. And I said, okay, we are in Egypt, gender selection, everything is available, so why not do it? And not knowing that this
And
guy...
then you were offered some spare heirs, just so you don't get tempted for more.
Yeah. No, I mean, we are blessed. That's what everybody tells me. Now here, if I tell my colleagues, my Qatari colleagues, yesterday I was in the field and the guy said, "Oh, how many kids you have, Andre? I have 5. Oh, what? 3 triplet. Oh, mashallah, mashallah."
They always do that.
I said, "Okay, yeah, fine." I said, Allah, He knows that you can support them. I said, "Yeah, I hope He supports me as well." And
Yes.
I mean, we are laughing and we are doing it, but it's even today. My boss said to me, my boss is only 2 years older than me, and of course his kids are all grown up. And he was asking what I was going to do in the weekend. I said, if I hear, I'm already get tired that you're hanging out with all these boys. I said, I love it. Every evening I go to the playground with them, and it keeps me young, I think. I don't know. And so I see a lot of positives. But of course, sometimes I thought maybe we should have started a little bit earlier. But okay, from my side, huh? But that's it. But for the rest, welcome.
You're welcome. Let me just remind you that you're welcome to drop some questions for Henry. So you guys wanted to see Henry. I've brought the Henry. If you have questions for Henry, put it in the comments. Yeah?
Okay. Yeah.
So I wanted to ask, because a lot of people ask me, especially men, who will not let their wives travel or travel alone. They always ask me, how does your husband do it? Why does he allow you travel? Is your husband comfortable with this travel? So tell them, how do you feel when I travel? Apart from missing me desperately.
So this is a trick question. Huh? So don't worry. I'm also not always in favor of this, but I do fully support that we need So we have 5 kids. You don't even want to know how sometimes the day look like. Okay, we have domestic staff, yes, but that woman is only taking care of Savi. The other 4 is just our responsibility, let's say it like that. So yes, I do support that she is traveling. And so we have made an agreement. So she will go out so many times a year. And so we try to manage it in such a way that or it falls into, let's say, school holiday or...
But my prep is usually quite good in terms of
you're the
food.
best. In terms of food, you want to go that way, right?
But that's part of why it works, right?
Come on. I will praise you. So, as you people have seen on Instagram, I just need to go to the freezer, take out my food, warm it, and everything is done. I'm very honest. I'm very blessed with my wife, and so I work 1.5 hour away from for where we live. So it's I'm not very close by. So I cannot just step in and say, okay, let's cook. So stipped 5 o'clock, I am in the house. So we just do the food and
So they wanted to know what you do career-wise. And that's one question. The other one was asking if I show you any shege. I'm nice, right? I don't show you Pepe.
Oh yeah. No, but she's Nigerian. It's normal. But we are used to it. I think,
So what do you do for work?
Okay, so I'm an electrical engineer from trade. I'm currently in a lead position. I lead a team of electrical engineers. So I work at a plant, Shell plant, which is one of the biggest that Shell has at the moment. It's called Pearl GTL. So there we are supporting the asset. So in other words, we are fixing the problems. We are coming up with new ideas. We are installing new projects. And I have a team of 20 people that I'm taking care of, and of all different nationalities. And so which I love. I have 5 Qataris working for me, which is a blessing. And
So do I show you shege?
Yeah, you do.
How?
No, once in a while, no. I mean, if I do not support what you want, and then at the end of the day you get it anyway. So no.
So if you know that I'll get what I want anyway, why do you make me show you shege?
Yeah, so that
It's
is
your
still,
fault.
No. That is still a how do you call it? I think there's still a bit of Dutch culture that I have. I don't have a lot of Dutch culture anymore because you made sure that. But no, I've learned that we need to keep the wife happy, and that's what I'm doing. And then life will be sweet.
So if you know this, why, if you were doing like this since we're not going to fight now?
We're not fighting now.
How? You want to fight life? This man has been threatening me this week, right? So I gave him a few questions that I said I might ask him on the live. He took them. So later I said, can we talk? Can we discuss? Can I speak fluent Dutch? Nee, maar ik spreek goed Nederlands, toch?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, heel goed.
I speak some, like I can get out of trouble, but not enough.
So this is one of the arguments because, even my kids do not speak Dutch, unfortunately. So none of them have lived in Holland that much. So now since 4 weeks, 2 months about, one of our daughters has Dutch lessons. So we are trying to transition into Dutch speaking in the house.
Yeah.
But it's not easy if you have 7 non-Dutch speaking persons.
Nee.
Come on.
Does your husband speak Igbo? Kedu?
Kedu.
That's the name for it.
No, we never really, picked that up, right?
You need help with your health? Can we talk in the DM later if it's a nutrition-related question? No, he does not speak Igbo.
But I want to learn, by the way.
You do now?
I mean, then I can talk to your dad.
You want to become a Nigerian politician? What do you mean talk to my dad? He doesn't speak English. Later now they'll say I show them Pepe. So are there any things I make you do that you don't like, but you do anyway for the peace?
Yeah. Church.
What don't you like about church?
I mean, I don't like church because it's not something that I grew up with, right? I mean, in my culture, whatever, even though my dad knew the
You
Bible
used to be religious, yeah.
very well. He knew the Bible from inside out. So we didn't go to a Christian school. Me and my sister. So yeah, to be honest to you, in the early days, I'm not saying you forced me to come, but now we have kids. I do see the benefit of giving them some kind of, let's say, houvast in Dutch.
Background. Foundation.
And of course, also because we are in a different kind of culture here, of course. So I think it's good. The only thing that I do not like is that elderly tells me what to do, because people should not try to force me into changing my mind or whatever. I mean, everybody should just believe what they want to believe.
You would prefer a situation where they just read the Bible and tell you what they understand, but not try to influence how you would behave in society.
No, even though I like the people in church, I mean, this particular church, but it should not be driven by, let's say, the religion. So I think that is, for me, see, I always keep away from religion, even in my work. I try not to discuss it too much. But yeah.
They're asking, do you see yourself relocating to another country? And if yes, which other country?
I want to move to Asia.
We love Asia. Which country in Asia though?
I mean, within Shell, there's only a couple of options, which is Brunei.
Brunei.
And so unfortunately, not a lot of options at the moment. But Brunei is a very good option. Or Malaysia itself.
Yeah.
And
that could work.
So that is actually my... I still have quite some years to go here. So let's see what will bring.
Oh, that's Jan. Any more questions before I release my boss? Let me see if I've missed any questions. How many years have we been married? 13 in April, traditional, September, white wedding.
Correct.
Okay, I think I've answered all the questions. So I would like to thank my Oga for, does traveling affect your children? Does who's traveling affect the children, mine or his?
No, let me be very clear on that. So I think it's something that...
How do the kids take relocation? That's an interesting one.
Oh, relocation, yeah.
For the kids, the last one from Nigeria, they did cry that they would miss their classmates. From Egypt, they don't remember it. From the Netherlands, not so much.
I think from now on, it will be, because now we already have the issue with, because they are now in a school quite far away. So we would like to get them all in school here nearby. So I actually popped that question last time when my daughter had English lessons. And I said to the teacher, please help us with the admission period. And so she told me in the car, do I need to leave this school? And I don't want. And she started to cry. So I think, we will get some...
Yeah, now that they are more attached and more aware. So I think after this assignment, I might take them back to the Netherlands so that they also learn more Dutch, because they have to go to university in the Netherlands. So even if you get a job somewhere else, we might not follow you so that the kids can...
Because going to the Netherlands is not an option for me.
The last in it.
But I can do some financial education later on. But don't go and live in the Netherlands, because it will make you very poor.
Yeah, about investing, planning for the future, for your children. How important is that for you?
This is for me.
And can you explain to people out there, because we hear it often that, you also saw it in Nigeria. There are men, they keep everything from their wives. Their wives don't know what the household income is. They are completely excluded from marital assets, which is a form of financial abuse. And in fact, personally, I know someone that she could not find the stocks that the husband owns. So, what kind of safe nets do you try to put in place for your family in case you can't hold a job or if you're not available? And what do you advise men out there in terms of, I mean, if you don't trust your wife, you shouldn't be married, but what
No, I mean,
can you
for
do
me,
to empower your wife and
I
family?
mean, not because I'm sitting next to her, but I think she knows everything what we own. I mean, we married 13 years ago, and that was actually right in the beginning of me becoming, let's say, an expat. And as I just mentioned, if you work in the Netherlands, yes, you might be able to buy a house. Yes, you might be able to buy a car, but having additional money in the pocket is almost impossible with a normal job. So I made my biggest wealth by doing this together with my wife. So in other words, and we are married in common law anyway, so 50-50, that's how the deal is. So anything we invested, she knows about it. So yeah, God forbid that I die early, but when I die, then she knows about the investment that we have, and she can use it. So that is the deal. I think that's the deal.
Yeah, so please, out there, I hope this starts a conversation that you should know what the marital asset is. This includes debts. If your husband is gambling, if your husband is taking mortgages, you can't just get sidelined that stuff happens and you don't know. So you need to, if your husband is in all these societies that they drop money monthly and one person takes it, and he's going to invest that money, you need to be sure that it's something that will yield, because your life can turn around very quickly, especially for places that don't have any regulation. So does anybody have any other question? And if not, we will take it out there. So I think it has been a fun evening, and I would like to thank everyone for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Henry, for coming. I have enjoyed it very much, and I think they have enjoyed seeing you. So thank you. Bye.